Morning, everyone. Long time no chat. My name is Deanna, and this is Tuxie Twin Stitches. So, I haven't done a floss tube since mid-December, I think, and a lot has happened. So let's just get to it. You won't see the cats today. They are on a timeout in my room. Jarvis is just too excited about life. So, he's been a little terror lately. So I hope everyone's Christmases, holidays, celebrations were wonderful. I can't afford to fly home to Ontario, so my mom actually flew out to spend a couple weeks with me, and my dad and my brother stayed at home. So it was a girls' Christmas plus Jarvis. And it was really good. It was quiet, uneventful, but really nice. I got to do a lot of Christmas baking and just spend time with my mom. So, funny story, actually. She was due to fly out on, oh my gosh, what day was it? The 2nd or the 3rd? And then her flight got canceled because of weather. And so she, her flight was rescheduled. They booked her on another flight, and then that got canceled. So then a few days later, she got booked on another flight. Safe to say, she is back home now, but I got almost an extra week with her. I got an extra 6 days with my mom, so that was nice. Especially because she rents a car and I don't drive, so it was nice to get her to drive me places and not have to walk in the snow. So yeah. On Monday night, I broke my toe, my big toe, and so I've been in a lot of pain. If any of you have seen my Instagram stories, it was pretty gross. The swelling has gone down and the bruising has gone down a bit as well, but it's still quite sore to walk on. There's really nothing you can do about a broken toe, and I'm not going to waste hours out of my day at the emergency room with all the germs and everything. So just suffer through it, basically. I'm a klutz. So I'm surprised, I haven't broken anything worse before. But all right, so stitching update. I've got a lot, and honestly, I forget what I've shown you and haven't shown you. So this is just what I have in front of me. So FFOs. I'm going to show you some of my Christmas ornaments. I made quite a few Christmas ornaments this year, and it was really nice having handmade ornaments on my tree. So I had a little apartment-sized Christmas tree, but for Boxing Day this year, or last year, I got myself a big tree. So next year I'll have even more space for more cross-stitch ornaments, and I'm really excited. So in no particular order, because I can't remember if I showed you these. This is, I think I've showed this to you before, but you'll get to see it again. This is the Cardinal from the Garden Birds by Prairie Schooler, or Prairie Birds. I think it's Garden Birds by Prairie Schooler. There's 8 in the chart, and this is the cardinal, and there's the back. It's just red and black buffalo check. And I did some rickrack around with a ribbon and a vintage button. All of the buttons that I use, well, about 90% of them are from my mom's and great-grandma's button collection. My mom gave it to me back in the summer. So I've been using them in various finishes. You might see a few more later. Next up, in the same chart, which is Garden Birds by Prairie Schooler, I did the chickadee. And they're both on 14 count Aida, just different colors. This is a sage green, and this is a pinky color. And I used all DMC except for this part of the chickadee, and I used Valdani Antique Lace, I think, or no, Vintage Elegance or something like that. And then this is the back. So I did a white pom-pom trim for this one, but the same rickrack ribbon, and then I added a jingle bell, but when the glue was drying, the actual jingle part of it stuck. So this one doesn't jingle, but that's okay. Less incentive for my cats to try and play with it, I suppose. Next is this little cutie. This is a homespun elegance chart. I think it's called Mary Cardinal. And the rickrack on this gave me a lot of trouble, so it bothers me, but it's mostly the gross parts on the back. So, and then it called for colonial knots in here, and I was like, no. So I just got a little piece of fabric, and I made the little scarf or whatever out of fabric. So I think it's super cute. This Jingle Bell jingles. And then this is the back. I had this little scrap left over from a quilt I'm going to be making soon. Eventually, in like 20 years maybe. I did actually get a sewing machine, so I'm excited about that. I just have not started it up yet. So that's that. Next was a freebie from Lizzie Kate called Peace, Joy, Love. And again, the rickrack is giving me issues. I think that it only really works for me on round pieces. So that's what I'm going to have to stick with from now on. It's got a big jingle bell. And this is the back. This fabric I just got from Walmart. This is stitched on, oops, sorry. These are both stitched on 18 count pinky brown fabric that I dyed myself using stuff I had in my house. And last but not least, this is from Punochka Stitches. She's on Etsy, and this was in her like $1.50 US section. So this pattern was $2. What's it called? Mary Deer or something like that. It's super cute. I love the birdies in the antlers and the little baubles, and this was really fun to do as well. So I just made it into an oval ornament, and it's got a gold jingle bell, and the back is this plaid. So those are the ornaments that I think I've shown you all the rest. So Sorry about that. Next, more FFOs. Okay. So this was an FFO from a while ago, and I finally got around to fully finishing it. And this is by Primitive Acorns. It's Jack and the Cats. And I just finished it onto this paper mache box that I got at Dollarama. This fabric my mom got me from Joann's when she was shopping in Buffalo. And there you go. It's stitched on 18 count coffee dyed Aida. And I just mounted it onto the lid. So, super cute. Finally, I'm happy that I finally managed to FFO it. I don't like having things just like stitch pieces lying around. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose of stitching something is to enjoy it. So, I'm not sure if that will stay out all year or go with my Halloween stuff, but for now it's just here. Next is, this chart was gifted to me by a lovely Instagram friend, Rosie. She's on Instagram as CassaPearl14. And there was a hashtag going around called Get Your Stitchy Wishes Granted. Sorry, my nose is itchy, of course. And I had just put this on my stitchy wish list, and she sent it to me. It is Candy Cane Wishes by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And so we had agreed to start it on December 24th, 25th. So I did, and it worked up pretty quickly, except the snowman was a lot of white stitching. But I finished it, and I FFO'd it. I got this frame from Value Village, which is a thrift store here in Canada. And it originally had this in it. So I just popped that out, and you can see they mounted it on cardboard. And it's cute. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything with it, but I did save it. So mostly for the frame. But there it is. It fits perfectly, although it's a little off center. I'm still learning. And then I just did a little bow and a jingle bell. So this actually has a little stand on the back, so it stands. And I love it. So I can't reach back there right now. But it goes back here. Before I proceed, I got some new family members. At one of my local antique shops. He was, so this guy that he knows had bought all of these antique frames from him, and along with the old photographs, and put pictures of his family members in them, and had them professionally backed and everything like that. And I can't. That one up. Matted, that's the word. Had them professionally matted and then backed again. So I don't know what happened, but they all ended up back into the possession of this antique shop seller, and so I got some, and he was selling them for super cheap. He thinks that the original photographs are probably still behind, but I haven't looked yet. So my family's growing. Love it. I think the wall's pretty much done though. I don't think I can add anything else. But there you go. All right, back to FFOs. I have two more FFOs. Next is Heart and Hand, Little House in the Woods. And this is so cute and teeny. It's one of her wee ones. I love it. So I stitched this on 18 count coffee dyed Aida, and this is how I finished it. I got this frame, believe it or not, at the dollar store. It's made of real wood, and I just love it. Love, love, love it. So this is charted in Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts. I used all DMC and stuff from my own stash. It's not what was converted. And so I have fabric mounted in the back and then this mounted on top. So it's very three-dimensional. This is just a little lace ribbon I made, and then again my great-grandma's vintage buttons. So you can't really see, but this is like a forest green on top of a red. I mounted two buttons on top of each other. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. The red is showing up a bit brighter than it actually is, but I cannot wait to frame this in my room. Frame it. It's already framed, Deanna. Hang this in my room. Jeez. So, love it. Love, love, love it. Do. Oh, excuse me. Next is, I haven't FFO'd it yet because I'm making it into a pillow, and again I have to break out the sewing machine and figure it out. But this is Yellow Bird by Lottie Da. I got this on Michelle Bendy's D-Stash page. I can't remember if it was for charity or just her own D-Stash, but I bought this, and I, as you can see, did not make the bird yellow. It is a variegated blue, so I used Valdani Stormy Sky, and I didn't do this part of the border because I wanted to do a little trim around my pillow, so I thought it would look too busy if I did both. So that's what I did. This is stitched on an 18 count Aida that I lightly dyed with blueberries, so it's almost like a lilac color. And I really love it. I really enjoyed stitching on this. It took me no time at all. And actually both this and this were part of my #Stitch9 challenge that Farm Girl Stitcher Michelle Rudy is hosting on Instagram. So I have 2 Stitch9 finishes. Woot woot! I mean, they're small, but the rest of them are big, so I guess it kind of makes up for it. And there are no rules in the Stitch9 challenge, so if you wanted to do all like 9 small pieces, then you could have your challenge done in no time. So I'm working from a list here, guys. I'm not going to show you all my whips. A lot of them you just saw because they're finished. But another one of my Stitch9 challenges pieces is Mr. and Mrs. Delicious by Lindy Stitches. I had finished Mrs. Delicious a while ago and started on Mr. Delicious, and I really want to finish it. So here I am. I'm almost done. Basically, I just have to finish this. What do they call them? Cattails? Or anyway. A couple more leaves and then the top border. And then I may or may not stitch the bottom border as well, but leave out the words. I'm making this into a pillow finish, but I love it. And I'm using pretty much all of the called fors, except I had to substitute this blue because the Crystal Lake wasn't in stock when I ordered it. So I had to get, I think it's old blue paint or something like that. And instead of Gentle Art Oatmeal, I'm just using white DMC Blanc. And then instead of, they didn't have Gentle Art Onyx, so I'm using Hickory Sticks by Classic Colorworks. So I love it. Love, love, love it. I enjoy every minute that I'm stitching on this. I am off in a few places, but I still think it looks amazing. So this was part of my Stitch 9. It was also hashtag Delicious Sal and hashtag Turkey Sal. And a lot of people were working on this, and some have finished. Some, like me, are still working on it. But I am hoping to finish it this weekend. This is, I think, what I'm going to be focusing on this weekend while I rest my poor toe. Excuse me while I situate myself. Awkward. All right, next is, and I guess you could qualify this as haul as well. There's a lot of cat fur on this already. Hashtag living with cats. This is a Bags Plus project bag. So Michelle Bendy Stitchy is a U.S. distributor of Bags Plus, which is the lady who runs Bags Plus is based out of the UK. And I bought myself this because it's Christmas llamas, and I love it. I'll show you the front in a second, but the pattern's just like flashing you all, so I don't want to flash the pattern, get in trouble. So here's the front. Comes with the needle threader and everything. And it's like quilted and kind of squishy, and it's my first project bag. I'm so excited. I love it. And housed in this project bag is another Stitch 9 challenge, Sleigh in the Woods by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. I also have the companion piece, which is Stagecoach in the Woods, that I have not even started, but I will eventually. So this is Sleigh in the Woods, Wild Violet Cross Stitch. She can be found, what's her shop is, oh my god, I can't remember. But it's not on Etsy. If you Google Wild Violet Cross Stitch, her shop will come up. And the interesting thing about her stuff is that it is priced at $0+. So her patterns are almost donation based. So you can choose to get them for free, or you can donate as much or as little as you'd like. So it's really nice. So you can, if you really want to stitch something, but you can't afford to buy a $10, $15 pattern. Maybe you donate $5 and you can stitch something from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. So she has various sizes, and I always try to donate at least $5 for per pattern because I think that it's worth it. So here's my progress on it. It's not a lot. Well, I have worked quite a bit on this, but it is slow going, filling in everything, especially this tree. I thought I would have done in no time, but this is like at least 4 or 5 days of stitching on this tree. And you probably can't tell because the lighting's terrible. So this is stitched on 18 count Aida that I dyed using black turtle beans, so it's like a gray blue, and I really like it. And the thread that I'm using is Valdani Black Night, and it's black with like navy and royal blue variegation, and it's just beautiful. So you can see my eyes. Oh, it's creepy. And it's beautiful. So that's what I'm using for that. Check back in my project bag. And this is Santa Mickey needle minder. I love it. And then the next whip I want to show you is not part of my Stitch 9, but it is Country Cottage Needleworks Daisy Sampler. I love daisies. They're one of my favorite flowers. And I'm using my own conversion. So I decided to do a lavender border instead of brown. And that's my progress so far. Yeah, I'm playing fabric chicken. Look at that. Oof. This was a scrap of 14 count Aida that I had dyed yellow, and I really wanted to use it for this project, and I thought I had measured it, but obviously I started just a bit too far in on this side. Not that it's really giving me a whole lot of room on either side, but I wanted to use it, and we'll make it work. I am planning on framing the finished piece. So the border's almost done, and then I have a couple of the leaves for the daisies on the bottom. This needle minder is an Eeyore silhouette, and I bought this from Lollipop Stitches D-Stash page because I love it. Eeyore's my favorite. He's my spirit animal. I am Eeyore. It explains a lot, doesn't it? So those are the only whips I'm going to show you. I did get some haul, but honestly, I've been so discombobulated with everything that I don't know what I've shown you and what I haven't. So the only one I did want to show you, this was a Christmas gift from my mom's boss. She's a really lovely lady. She sent me and my mom this huge box full of Christmas presents. And we opened them up while my mom was here visiting me. And inside this was one of the gifts she gave me. It's a Dimensions kit, Winter Cardinals, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm terrified, but I love it. And it comes with 16 count Dove Gray Ada. It's a beautiful color. Comes with all of the threads. I just love it. I love it. I'll start it this year sometime. When, I don't know, but I was really thoughtful. My mom has told her that I've started cross stitching and really like it, and so she bought it for me. Well, that's sweet. Some people are just so nice. Yesterday, I bought this cute little notebook with cat hair at the dollar store, and it's almost bullet journal like. It's got the grid, the dot grids, and so I am going to be recording my cross stitch projects. So there's my Stitch 9 challenge. These two are finished. Then here's my other one. So I'll just tell you, Tread Lightly is another one of my Stitch 9 challenges. After the Rain by Kathy Barrick. Mr. and Mrs. Delicious. Sleigh in the Woods. The 2013 Santa from Prairie Schooler, another small one. But then we have this monstrosity, the Works of Jane Austen, Sal. I won't get that done this year, but it's nice to have dreams. And then Autumn You by Plum Street Samplers. Those are my Stitch 9 challenges that I have set myself. So I'm looking forward to using this and just documenting my cross-stitch greatness for whoever wants to know in years to come. So, something I want to show you, and I'm a little bit nervous about, and I kind of want people's opinions. I am the museum manager at a small pharmacy museum in St. John's, and I am looking to basically bring in revenue to the museum so that I can continue to have a job after this grant ends. And so I'm looking at programming, gift shop items, like grants, every little thing I can do to bring in money. And so one of the programs I want to do is a cross-stitch workshop, and I have been thinking and dreaming of an apothecary sampler. And I thought, you know, I can picture it in my head, and so I was on Stitch Fiddle, which is a free cross-stitch chart app. And I may or may not have created a chart. I don't know how good it is. So I may or may not have also created 2 more designs. It's addictive. Also, it is really snowing. Coming down hard out there. Good day to stay in and stitch. So I don't think if I hold it back far enough you'll really be able to see anything. But I want your opinion of whether or not you would buy or stitch this chart knowing that the money is going to help keep a museum open. So this is the Apothecary Hall sampler. I may or may not make it bigger because it's kind of tiny. Looking at it now, it's like 80 by 80, and I'm thinking it needs to be at least twice that big, but I don't know how I would go about that. So, without further ado, I'm just going to show it to you. There it is. So we've got the building, obviously your alphabet. We've got bottles, a scale, and these are show globes. Show globes are a lot like a barbershop pole, in that a show globe would denote that that was a pharmacy. The different colors back in the 16th, 17th century when they originated, the different colors would have signified an outbreak at the time. So red could have been measles, blue, smallpox, whatever. It was almost like a news bulletin, like, oh, measles is in this town, steer clear, kind of thing. So that's that. I think I may tweak it, make it bigger, add some things, because the show globes that we have in our museum, which are these guys, they are held up by these large brass eagles. And like Michelle Bendy said, if you put a bird on it, the people will stitch. I'm paraphrasing, but her suggestion was maybe put a bird on it. So I may tweak that. Who knows? Oops, sorry, my phone went off. And another one I created based off of a pharmacy label in our collection. And I probably deleted the photo, because of course I did. Okay, I can't show you. Is a little label for cod liver oil. Now, cod liver oil the cod industry was big here in Newfoundland, and thus also cod liver oil. And so I created this. You may or may not be able to see, but that's the label I based this design off of. And that's what it looks like. It's kind of cute. It's pretty tiny, I want to say. Fish, maybe. So that's another option. And then yesterday I designed another one. Oh, I don't know if you can really see that. Ooh. So it says apothecary, and it's got bottles. Here, I'll show you the first page. It's got some bottles, and it will have mortar and pestle and scales. So this is the one I'm thinking of going with, specifically for the cross-stitch workshop that I'm hoping to hold in the fall sometime for the museum. And also, hopefully we will be selling these in our gift shop as well as online. So please let me know if you think that's cool. If you think that apothecary cross-stitch patterns are your thing or could be your thing, let me know, because I need ideas on how to bring money into this museum. We're poor. So that's what I've been working on. It's pretty fun designing stuff. I don't think I'm like super good at it, and I have lots to learn, and it's not something I'm going to do full time. But it's interesting. It gives me a lot of respect and admiration for the designers out there, because it takes a lot of patience to create something like that. And so kudos, guys. Makes me want to support you all even more and buy all the things, but I can't. So with that being said, I'm really not sure if I'm going to be continuing these videos. It takes a lot of work, and honestly, I don't really have that many viewers. I much prefer Instagram and the connections I've made there, as well as different Facebook groups. So I think that's what I'm going to stick with. I'm going to stick with Instagram and Facebook. I will still watch Flosstube and comment and connect with other people on, their videos. But to be honest, it's a lot of work, and I just don't feel all that comfortable putting myself out there. Obviously, when you got it, you got it, and some people are just instantly popular. Some people, it takes time and they have a large following, and that's, I'm not doing this for millions of followers. I don't care, but I thought there would be sort of some interaction in the comments, and there has been, but I think Instagram is more social for me, and I can, comment and have conversations with people on there. And I think that's really what I was looking for, was just to connect with fellow Stitchers. So goodbye. And thanks for watching. And if you would like to connect with me on Instagram, my account is at Tuxie Twins Stitches. All one word, no dashes or underscores or anything like that. And I'm in a bunch of the Facebook groups. I just recently joined the Stitchers Coven, which is awesome because I have been following a lot of the ladies who are in that group already. So it's a really fun place to be, and people are lovely. And I also just signed up for the Dixie Sampler Exchange Spring Hop, which I'm excited for. That's also a great group. So, yeah. Thanks for your time, and I'll see ya on the interwebs. Bye.